So this is the class site, and it's very professional forum. It's very fast, very easy to log into. Like, you would log in, and you have all of your stuff up there. But then you would get, your courses are here, module 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the courses that you'd have access to, and they're unfolded incrementally over time. So we start with this level 1, we start with module 1, level 1, and you just log in, and you'll see that it's actually this is the first module, and it teaches you all about the Indian science and culture, all of the backdrop and history, introduction to Vedic culture, then gunas, elements, koshas, chakras, planet signs, houses through Vedic frameworks. All that means that this is just the foundation that you need to know before you start even trying to study astrology. It's very sensibly laid out. And what happens is each week you would get a video that you watch. And again, you don't have to show up at like Tuesday at 8 o'clock. There is none of that kind of oppressive scheduling. At some point during the week, this is an hour and 40 minutes, but most of the videos are an hour and 15 to an hour and a half long. You watch the video class, right? And the video is based on this outline, of the manual. So you also get this manual, and I teach from this manual. So of course you have the manual, and then you have the video that I'm teaching off of, and that's what you basically work from each week. You have this, right? And then I teach this information to you, and then you also have homework that you can do. Your homework is graded. So you answer these questions. What's the scripture called? Where is the Vedic origin? Briefly explain how they work. What are the 2 frameworks of Sanatana Dharma? So again, this might sound confusing. It's very easy. It's very simple. We start from the very beginning so that you understand the history, the culture, and you understand things like, even the classic text, Bhagavad Gita, the structures. This is related to the astrology and the chakras, because astrology is related to your chakras. Those of you who study yoga, do anything like that, you learn all of this deep wisdom before we even start learning planets, signs, houses, and all the astrological stuff. So as you see, the way this is broke down, we have 2 weeks, this week, then there's a conference call. So as you see, every 2 or 3 weeks, there's a conference call, which is like this, where we get on a conference call like this, a video conference. So imagine doing this like every 2 or 3 weeks throughout the course. So not only do you get all of this weekly lesson, and again, it's 1 lesson a week. So you're not overwhelmed, you're not confused. But then we get together and talk every 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks on these video conferences. And let's also realize that there's all of these course forums. So you see, this is also your lifeblood. Any questions you ask them right here in this forum, and we answer you usually within a day, usually faster, usually within a few hours. So look, all your questions answered. Look at all these questions, throughout the whole course. So as you can see, look at how many threads started from the very beginning of the course. All of this throughout. This was back in October 2016, last year. These are all the threads in this forum. There's also another forum. This one's called the Course Forum, but there's also just a general discussion forum. This one here, the general discussion forum, is where we discuss other things that aren't, let's say, directly related to the course, but other things that you want, answered. Twins in astrology, calendar information, Rahu, Dasha cycle, people just asking questions. Again, look at all of these questions that people just asked. This was all through the last course. Again, since the beginning, since August 23rd last year, orientation, getting set up, orientation conference call Wednesday. So this was all from last year, last year's class. So as you can see, it's unlimited access. So for 9 months, you get unlimited access to me and my staff. I have a great program manager who has trained with me for years. And then there's also, again, the homework. You do the homework each week, but then after the homework expires, because you want to stay up with the homework, then you can find the answers in the homework answer form. So all the homework answers are posted here, so you can check your homework. Plus, again, you have someone who will grade your homework. One of my senior students will actually be grading your homework each week, so you stay up to date and current. This is a real course. This isn't like, here's a bunch of classes, figure it out if you can, I'll try to answer you if I can. This is a full staff dedicated to making sure that you learn. So again, we've been doing this now for years. We started in 2012, this will be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This is the 6th year that we've done this. So we know what we're doing. We have all these graduates, actually all these graduates plus 50 more. Look at all these people on here. We had 52 graduates this year. That's how many people have graduated in the last 5 years. Everyone here plus 50 more. So this is a really successful course. It works really well. People learn. And it gets better and better because we didn't even have this video conferencing up until now. So this is going to add an enormous amount to the course itself. Because before we had to use these conference calls and they're noisy, and people from around the world weren't able to participate because it's a phone call. So now it's going to be fully international, so people from all over the world can participate, and that's the setup. So again, that was, that's like module 1, but then module 2, then we get into planets and their signs. So then we start, look, the sun, moon, and their signs. So then we get into the Vedic astrology itself. So the first 4 weeks or the first month is you just getting used to all of the Indian universal concepts. Because again, it's very important to understand, and that includes things like karma, like why you're here, all of these universal principles in yoga that the Indians use. All of that is the first module. Then we get into the sun. And again, I always teach right from the exact scriptures. This is right from the text themselves. This isn't just me making a lot of stuff up. I quote the scriptures that we use. Then I talk about where the planet is exalted and debilitated and different things, the houses that the planets rule. All of this is how we break down each planet. Sun and moon we teach at the same time because they're like a grouped pair. So again, that's this week. If you go back, you'd see there's a video here. Again, sun and moon and their signs. That was the manual, but then you have the video. And by the way, there's also the audio. So you can download the audio as well and listen to it. You can download the audio, listen to it in your car at work or on your iPhone or iPad or whatever you have. And always take it with you so you don't have to be sitting in front of the computer all the time. A lot of people do that as well. The other thing to understand, and it's extremely important, you have access to all of this for your entire life. This is archived. It's not just learn it once, and if you don't show up, then you never see it again. Again, you're buying access to this forever. So again, if you fall behind a week, then just get caught back up. It's archived here. Now, of course, you're not always going to have us teaching you. So that's the benefit of going through it in real time, is you have us teaching you. And again, you can't let the homework lapse and then have us go back and grade homework that that you didn't do a month or so ago. Because after that, then the homework answers are already posted in the forum, right? Because after the homework is due, then we post the answers. So you're encouraged to stay up with the course in real time, but if you fall behind a little bit, you can just get caught back up, and people do it all the time. So this is really designed for your convenience, our convenience, and that's why we're able to make it so affordable. And so, again, once again, you have the homework here. Very sensible. How is the sun like a king? How is the moon like a queen? What kind of body does the sun have? Describe the sun's body and how we feel in his anchoring principle. What's the nature of the planets when they're in Leo? Right? So all of these things are covered. So each week, all of this gets integrated. And then the next one, Mars and his sign. This is the video. This is an extra thing that I give people. Signs and planetary attributes that I give. It's like a bonus class. And then you have, the manuals here, Mars and his signs, and then you have the homework. Again, very simple each week. And then as you see the next week, boom, there it is. Here's your lesson for this week. Video, manual, homework, and then you see after 3 weeks, study week, conference call like this. And then last year, the way it showed up, we have a study week, a conference call, then we get on to Jupiter and his signs. Same format as you see. Video, documents, and then homework. Venus and her signs. Video, documents, homework. Of course, the forums are always there. You get your questions answered very fast. Saturn and his signs. Same format. And then we had a study week, which was also a conference call. Actually, we had a study week here, and then the next week we had the chart reading template, and then also a conference call. So as you see, this is the simple flow. Out of these 6 weeks, this is actually 2 months. It starts in October 26th to November 1st, and then by like early January, this is like 2 months. There's like six classes and 2 conference calls. Right? That's module 2. And again, it's 5 modules. You look up here, the 3rd module, then we start houses, nodes, and more. Now we'll talk about astrology houses. Again, houses 1 through 4, January 4 through 10. Houses 5 through 8, the next week. Houses 9 through 12. Again, the same thing. Video, manuals, homework, and then a conference call after 3 weeks. We have a video conference. Then, again, retrograde combustion, Rahu Ketu overview, overview synthesis of factors, conference call. So we're never more than about 3 weeks from this kind of face-to-face. And again, you have to always also realize you're always, every day, you're like 1 day away, one forum post away from getting any questions answered. Again, anytime you want to ask a question, look, these questions were asked Thursday, December 29th, access the current flat versus round Earth, crazy stuff, planets and signs video. People asking questions the whole time. Look, Wednesday, November 16th, Thursday, November 17th, Friday, November 18th, November 8th, November 1st. People are asking questions the whole time, getting their answers like, within a day or so. As you see, he asked on November 12th, he asked on, what happened? Okay, November 19th. What's the dates here? Let's see. Saturday, November 12th. See, one thing is people post on a Saturday, it might take an extra day. Friday, December 9th. What happened here in this one? Thursday, December 8th. Oh, this one took a while. Or no, this one took, I think he was just making a statement. Oh, yeah, he just wanted to add his 2 cents. So it wasn't a question. He was just adding something. But anyway, so we always get, this is the discussion forum, this is the general discussion forum. But definitely in the course forum, the questions are answered like within a day or so because it's something about the actual course material. Sometimes people just also want to sort of have a conversation, and sometimes people don't, maybe they don't feel like, having a conversation back or something. But that's the flow of the course. You can see March 2nd through 8th, planets as house rulers. Again, audio, manual, video, homework. Same flow, 3 classes, then a study week, conference call, video conference. So this unfolds this way, and it's very easy by the end. By the time you get to the end and the 5th module, it's, again, it's things that are more that are actually in preparation for more advanced studies. And again, if this looks confusing, don't let it confuse you. It's all very intuitive. Everything builds on itself very easily, and particularly when we get around the end of the course, these are things that are really preparing for the level 2. And also what happens is as we get around the 3rd module, after these houses, nodes, and more, and we've learned planet signs, houses, I start teaching people how to do readings, because I'm really interested in you guys doing readings, not just gathering a lot of information, sort of like a, because people gather all this information and they don't really apply or use it. And so I want people to use it. That's why I start encouraging you and showing you how to start doing some readings, even just a few months into the course. And you'd be shocked at how well people do in their, in their readings. Many people, by the end of the level 1 course, they're already doing some readings and getting great results. So that's what I'm teaching people how to do. And by the way, I haven't even mentioned the bonus classes that people get, which are just fantastic. You get a bunch of bonus classes. One of them is the Yoga and Vedic Astrology course. These bonus classes are actually worth the price of the course, for sure. I charged more for them when when they sold originally, but this is literally 12 hours of me teaching a weekend to yoga students. And this is available right now. Like, as soon as you buy the course, you get access to all the bonus material. I have people who buy the course just because they want to get these bonus classes, actually. But this Yoga and Vedic Astrology course is really fantastic. As you see, I teach, I taught this to a live audience. So we can establish that some version of confusion. Shakes up a little bit, next question, right? Asking all kinds of good questions where I literally start from the beginning and go through the whole astrology practice with yoga students. And it's a really transformative course. That's why I give this away as a bonus, just so that you have a great background even before we start. And even during the time when we start. It's great to refer back to this and hear me explain all of these universal principles and make them real for you. And again, one of the things to understand is this is why people want to study this. Most of you aren't going to go on to be astrologers, but most of you have interest in understanding why you're here and who you are and the nature of the universe. This is why it's such a great a sort of transformative life experience, because the course really takes people on that journey where you really understand the nature of karma and spirit, why you've come here, who you really are. And so all of these bonus courses also really help. That Yoga and Vedic Astrology course especially is a great integration. Then I have these 2 classes, one called Quantum Vedic Astrology, the other one called Meditation and Manifestation. These are very much about understanding the nature of the mind and the astrological concepts that have to do with neuroscience and also quantum physics and how those things are related to astrology. Very transformative course. Again, people love this because it really takes those qualities of what seem to be very outside of us, like, the planets up there moving around, what does that have to do with me? This whole kind of thing, and really shows how your mind and your brain and your life and your karma and how you express yourself is shown by the planets and the inner conflicts that are shown in your mind. And really makes the astrology, information something that's very psychological and real and tangible. And so again, this is just a free course. No, well, it's not free. I actually charge $147 for it. And it was a great deal then. You also get all of these mantras, where I give all these mantras that can help you understand and activate certain energies. And then also this other lecture called Neuroscience, Vedic Astrology, and Quantum Physics that I gave several years ago as well. This is also this was really popular lecture that I gave at a conference in Milwaukee. Anyone ever heard of Aveda? The Ayurveda beauty products. yeah, the Ayurveda beauty products, they had me come and teach because they really liked my astrology. That's how practical this stuff is. They're a beauty company. Not even an astrology or yoga, but all those Aveda products. One of the people is, well, one of their main instructors is one of my students, and they had this. They're trying to introduce their employees to like pure Vedic teaching, so that they're consultants, and they train people like hairdressers and to use all these products. They had me come and teach Vedic astrology, and as you can see, this is all about Dharma. This isn't even about like in this neuroscience and quantum physics, I'm teaching all of these principles first. Dharma and karma and the nature of the universe to those people at the beauty school. So it was pretty fun. So as you can see, I take these things and make them so that everybody can understand them. And then there's another bonus course I wanted to tell you about for advanced students, and it's on the lunar nodes. Now again, this is advanced material. Some people might not understand about the lunar nodes or what they are, but this was an extremely in-depth course. It was done over 4 days, and it was 4 hours. It was like 16 to 20 hours. And it was actually done in Mexico, right when the December 21st, 2012 thing was happening. This is what I was doing. So it was being taught on December 21st, 2012, right as that convergence was happening. I went to Mexico, which is where all that took place in the Mayan country, and taught this course on the lunar nodes. Now, I wound up offering this as a bonus because I don't have enough time to go into all of the implications of the lunar nodes in this course, and although I would have liked to.
Whatever houses Mars rules first. So if it's like,
but you can see this is me explaining the astronomy. See this diagram here? I'm explaining what the nodes are. Again, the nodes are quite complex, and this is, again, you have access to all these courses for the rest of your life, aside from the certification course. So, again, this class, people flew to Mexico and studied with me for 4 days. This was like $500 course or something. Again, you have access to it, and it's also, of course, available in audio format and all that. So, again, the reason that people study and they want to get in this course is because it's a life education in how spirit takes form, who you are, why you've descended here, and your nature, your true nature as spirit. And once you understand that, then you're able to that will improve your life in pretty much any way, regardless of what you're doing. It brings this high level of awareness of yourself, which then permeates everything. And of course, you also can do astrology for a living. These are some of my students. Again, this was done last year. I could have 5 times the amount of video testimonials if I want. I'm going to send you this link here. By the way, I'll send it right now. And again, of course, you don't have to register today, or anything like that. But the, but again, we're, let me just go back here for a second. Yeah, let me stop sharing for a second. I'll put this here, but that's the link to that page. But I want to just also, let me go back there, show you that there's, this is the page where you would register, and just to show you that, you can listen to the testimonials of the students who have gone through the course, and this, read what you learn. These are really the nuts and bolts of the things that you'll learn about yourself. I say how to stop playing the victim, instead stay on purpose in your life, transform your wavering self-esteem and self-respect into consistent confidence. This is what we learn when you study the sun. You're studying this. You're not just studying the sun as a big rock or a ball of fire moving around. You're studying you in relation to the sun, which is your level of confidence or lack of confidence. Passive aggressive and childish behavior. That's the nature of the moon. This is why you act that way. Because you don't understand the true nature of the moon. You think it's this, you try to get, maybe get attention or this kind of vulnerability, ward off this tendency. So it's crucial to learning how to connect to greater empathy and compassion rather than being overwhelmed by toxic emotions. This includes toxic emotional entanglements with others. So again, these are the qualities of the sun and the moon that you learn. So it's not just about how to do astrology. That's not it at all. It's about how to know yourself better. This is what astrology actually is. It's about knowing yourself in your true glory. Again, managing anger so it doesn't destroy your life. That's what you study when you study Mars. Unlocking the hidden power of the intellect. So rather than being overwhelmed by details, you're the master of them. Again, this is the nature of Mercury. This is what you learn in the class. That's so important. This valuable life, all these valuable life lessons. And so, this is why people have reported such remarkable transformation in taking the course. The other thing to understand is that, you get to try it for 30 days. Again, I want people in the course who know that they want to do it. But sometimes people are afraid that if they try it, they might not like it, and then they're going to spend all this money and whatnot. Look, one of the main things that I do is I make sure that you have a way out of the course, and so do I. Because sometimes people don't really, it's very rare that people want to get out because of the material, but sometimes they, maybe they're frustrated or they get irritated or they just want to bring drama or something. And I can't let people like that in the course. So I always, I make sure that that we have a sacred space that we're operating in. And so I always make sure that, especially within 30 days or so, if it's not working for you, you can leave the course. Again, I don't have people do that because the material isn't good. But sometimes, for some reason, that website, this simple website, which again, it's not that hard at all, but sometimes people they just can't get their head around it, or it's not what they thought, so I let them out. I don't want anyone in the course who doesn't want to be there because they're a pain to all of us. And it's a 9-month course, and we're making a commitment that you learn, and I don't want anybody who's given us a hard time. So again, all of this is, tried and true, and you can certainly, try it out. And again, it's for people who are interested in meditation, certainly beginning Vedic astrology students, advanced Vedic astrology students have all the methods that you've heard about. Yoga teachers and practitioners really love the course. Anyone interested in just spiritual development, because again, all of these are the forces of light and life that are the part of our spirituality. Those interested in politics and world affairs, you'll see world events discussed and described from an astrological view. Again, one of the things about it, you saw all of those discussions that people have. You're getting in this incubator, this discussion group, this what's called satsang, which is a gathering of wise people who just get together to learn this and teach this and discuss this. So you go to other places on the internet and Facebook and all this, and there's all kind of noise going on. This is a place where you go and just this great teaching is brought forth. So those interested in holistic living, again, all of that Vedic holistic wisdom is brought together. And by the way, it's not just me. You're going to be surrounded by amazing people in the course. All these Ayurvedic practitioners and yoga teachers and really powerful beings. So I lead the course and teach the astrology, but then you make great friendships with people who are just amazing people. And then those interested in Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the medical system of India. And again, so this details, I just went through this. Basically I went through these, the whole course. But here on this page that I sent you, there's also, again, a lot of specifics about the benefits. Like when we get into, getting the most of career and relationships, when we get into the astrology houses, we're really describing how to live a better life. It's not just describing this dry technical astrology. That's actually not what the course is about. All of this is about the living forces in life, how all of these are evolutionary principles in life. And again, letting go of all of these painful attachments and how that works through all of these different life experiences. Like the first house is the nature of your identity and your health, and how your identity and your health evolves through things like integrity and being solid in your truthful identity, rather than adapting to what everybody else wants you to do and then losing yourself in everybody else's agenda. So again, the class, when I'm talking about the first house, that's what I'm talking about. How to do it, how you do it, why someone's not doing it. But first we need to even understand what it is. The second house has to do with our values, our value system. These things first came from our family, but then throughout our life we develop our own values, our own value system. A lot of that is then reflected in our speech and what we say. It's also reflected in the food that we eat. How much does the food that you eat and what goes into your mouth show how much you value yourself? How much you value others? How much does the words that come out of your mouth show how much you value others? So again, these are all related to second house: values, speech, food, diet, the values of the past, the values of the future, etc., etc. Through each one of this, we go through the evolutionary process of life. And as I said in the module 4, it's gaining confidence to do astrology. This is why I said at this part of the course, I start really showing people how to start to do astrology. You start to gain the confidence because I show you the main calculations that show whether your karma and your actions lead to greater awareness or greater confusion. And you learn the story of the nakshatras, which are the stars in the sky, and how the stars relate to your spiritual nature. And again, all of the specific, the more specific calculations, but also just how to start practicing and having good conversations with other people so that you can get ready to start doing astrology readings if that's what you want to do. And again, some people don't. Some people just want to learn because they want to learn. And it's the answer to the oldest questions we have, which is, who am I? Why am I here? Why is any of this here? That's one of the main reasons why people actually get the course. And then, as I said, the last module is all about pulling it all together and really looking at actually getting ready for the next course, actually getting ready for the level 2 course. And so then I already discussed the bonuses, quantum Vedic astrology, like I said, all about your brain, the inner conflicts, your 3 brains. Like we have an inner reptile, an inner chimpanzee or monkey or mammal, and an inner human. We have all 3. And so these things map directly to the astrology chart and shows these inner conflicts that we have between our 3 brains. And then we take that brain and create our world based on the quantum physics. And quantum physics says this now, that we create the world based on our attention. So then the yoga and Vedic astrology, I didn't even really talk about the meditation and manifestation course. These are actually visualizations and meditations that I've used my whole life. I still use them to unravel all of the inner conflicts in my own head. And I give very practical exercises that you can use to unravel these inner conflicts and some of them are from some of the leading neuroscientists that I've heard of. And then there's that nodes course that I told you about. And then I haven't even mentioned there are 2 personal check-in calls just with me, where just you and I talk. They're scheduled for 15 minutes, but they usually go 20 minutes to half hour. Literally, that's just you and me on the phone, twice. So again, in addition to all the weekly classes, the unlimited forum, these video conferences every few weeks, you also get 2 calls just with me personally, where just you and I, where you ask me any question and I help you with anything that you're stuck with. Just you and I, not a group. Because sometimes you just want to speak with me, and I actually want to speak with you. I actually do want to speak with you. I want to speak personally with each person. I don't want everything to just be group. And there are things that we can accomplish and that we can get through in 15 minutes personally that you would be amazed, actually. I've had people who are totally like, I don't know, I'm ready to give up, I don't know. And again, it's just your inner mind. And I encourage people, don't do that. Let's just talk for 15 minutes, we'll see. And literally, in 5 minutes, they're like, God, I'm so glad we spoke. Listen, I've heard it all. I know what you're going through. I've heard it all. I've trained so many students over the years, you're not going to tell me anything that I haven't heard. And I'm not going to know how to like say, look, it's just this. You're doing much better than you think. And not just cheerlead you, but hear the specific things that you say. And we do it twice. First time is around the holidays, after we've gone through like usually we're in the third module. And then the second time is when we're getting around the end of the course and the certification course and the certification test is coming. These are when people need a little personal juice from me. And I'm happy to give it. So, again, I put this here because really, again, I'll just show you that the payment plan, this is the value, but the payment plan is literally, it's $897 if you pay in full for all of that for 9 months of full-on training. That's if you pay in full. If you want to break it up over 2 payments, then it's $475 first charge today, and the next $475 in 30 days. And if you want to break it up into 4, then it's $249 every 30 days for 4 months. So it's extremely, extremely affordable. And I know what other courses cost, and they're usually at least 3 times this, and it's not even close to it's not even close to the amount of attention that you get. I already know because I went through their trainings, I've taught them, and I know what they're doing. And again, they're fine if that's what you want to do. The other thing that's different about many of those courses is you have 4 or 5 different teachers. They sort of contradict each other. And people just have not learned how to leverage the technology the way that I have to give you as much as I can. They've not learned how to leverage your time to give you the experience that I have. And I already know because I know what they're doing. So it's extremely affordable. And again, if you were to sort of put it into a graphic, you know, all of these modules over a 9-month course, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bonus courses. And this bonus courses doesn't even have the check-in call with me. So again, this is the value. And I added up this value a few years ago. And again, this is very reasonable value of what you get. You have to understand something. In this day and age now, we have access to things like hours of videos. You know, this wasn't even possible 10 years ago. You had to pay it. This stuff was so expensive to produce, and we just kind of take it for granted now, or like it's, things have become so cheapened. But it's not just that there's like a dollar value, but I mean an actual real world value of getting this much hands-on information. It's really miraculous. And if you were to look at the value of what you're getting, there's so much, like 40 hours of raw course time in the videos, actually more than that, especially, not including the audio, all of the manuals, all the conference calls, all the time spent grading your homework. Literally, I have to pay people to do that. I have a staff. It's time consuming. I got to pay all these people to grade your homework, to run the forum, to manage all this. I don't do it all myself. I could never do it. So I have to hire the staff to do all this. It's literally, and you can, look over this page. This is the link that I sent you to. That link that I gave you is to this page. Again, I have 2 of the bonuses here, Yoga and Vedic Astrology and the Nodes course. I don't even have the Quantum Physics and the Meditation course. It's not even listed here. So anyway, again, it's about easily $7,000 worth of value. And again, it's not even $1,000. So, and you can break it up over 4 payments. So I can't do much better than that. I have to charge something reasonable because I have to pay a staff. And plus, if it's not worth this, then you shouldn't get it, frankly. If you can't see the value, then it's just not valuable enough to you. Then you don't understand how valuable this is. And by the way, I've had business partners tell me for years, you should at least double the price because you're definitely not charging enough. And I'm not. I'm going to keep it here because I would rather have 60, well, I would rather have 70, 80 people than, 30 or 40 people with twice the money. I would rather do it this way because I want to teach this to as many people. So again, this is a really good thing I put, get this program if you love astrology. Literally, just if you love it. By the way, you get the 30 days. I'm saying at the least you should check it out and see and join and let the course start. And if at some point you think, you know what, this just isn't worth it. Again, I've never had anyone say that because of the material. The only times I've had people want out of the course is if they've been studying with another teacher for a while and they start to study and then they say, this just isn't for me or something. Very rarely. That's the only time. And it's only happened like 2 or 3 times out of like 400 or 500 students. It's usually me letting people go because they don't, as I said, because they're not a good fit. But again, also, if you're feeling stuck with your studies and you need to go deeper, and I say stuck because, look, I know many people have been gathering information forever. Oh, but I've been studying forever, and I've been studying for 5 or 10 years. Right, and you don't use any of it because it's not organized, because you don't know how to put any of it together. I get it. This is why the course is what it is, because it organizes all of that. It starts from the beginning, from the Vedic origins, the Vedic texts that are even bigger than the astrology. This is why I wrote the book on yoga and Vedic astrology, because I went back and brought together all of the Indian frameworks. Again, if you're an astrologer or a student, even a Western astrologer or student, this will really help you. If you want to better articulate what you already know in astrology. Again, I know people who already know that I already know this, and they can't explain any of it. They don't know how any of it works. They don't have anything in the right order. Everything is just sort of jumbled up. So again, if you want to really know how to use everything you already know, that's what this course does. And again, try it and see if I'm not right. Again, if you need help navigating all the endless details in Vedic astrology, there's so much. I've drawn a straight line through the most important, powerful things that work. And you resonate with how I explain things, and you appreciate one solid voice. Again, if you resonate with the way you've heard me explain things and you want that one solid voice to take you through all the way, again, there's nothing like it, because instead of having a bunch of teachers contradicting themselves, that one solid voice takes you all the way through. And again, you practice Ayurveda, you want to help your clients even more. You want to know how astrology is related to Ayurveda and yoga. You've been interested in studying but found courses too expensive. Again, these are all good reasons. Many people want to study, but look, I know those courses are expensive, thousands of dollars. I've made this affordable, and I've done that because I want to get it in the hands of people. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen now, and if people have questions, they can ask questions. You can type in the box. So I do see that Tamala Schaefer said, does everyone go at the same pace then? Can you work at a faster pace if preferred? No, we're all at the same pace. And believe me, you don't want to go faster. You want to take your time. And this is always kind of what happens is people think, well, I already know. Believe me, it'll get fast before you know it. And we have to keep it at the pace. Look, it's very deep. And there have been many students that have come in who have studied with other teachers, and I've been studying a long time. And I get that you've studied with Joni or other teachers. We have to start from where we go. We have to start from where we begin so things stay organized, and so that when people jump ahead, this is usually what makes people confused, is they start to want to jump ahead and they start assuming things, frankly, that they've already learned from other teachers, and it's not really it's not the system, because the system is plugged into the pure Vedic teachings. And again, it might not be for you. Especially if you think, well, I've already studied a long time and I don't want to start at the beginning. People say this. I have to tell you, every year I have some extremely advanced students, and I mean some astrologers that people have heard of that have studied with the most famous, like, Sanjay Roth and Hart Defoe and all the famous astrologer gurus. One of my most ardent students studied with Hart Defoe for like 20 years. And she's like, oh, you're really blah, blah, blah. So believe me, I understand that other people teach things, but this system that I've taught is very organized. It's pure around the pure Vedic teachings. And we go at that pace, and it's a transformative group experience. And believe me, by the time we start getting in the planet signs and houses, you'll appreciate the depth and the frameworks through which we're working. And I've had very advanced students who've been gathering information for more than a decade say, this is definitely the best organized class I've seen. So did Tammy have a question? No? Okay. If someone has a question, you can raise your hand or something, and I can unmute you. Okay. That would be Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth?
Actually, well, what happens if we're out of town?
Right. Yeah. Guess what? Happens all the time. Did you see? It's a website. You can log. You don't have to be in town. I don't even know where you live. It's 2 to 3 hours a week. So let's not say out of town, because out of town these days, the internet usually exists in town. In fact, even in the jungles of India, I have people study everywhere, because even in India now they have internet sticks. So there's nothing out of town of the internet these days. If you go out of town, quote, let's forget the out of town part and just say if you need to skip a few weeks, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, then you get caught up. So again, you want to understand that everything is archived. Does that make sense? It's all there. So if you have to miss a couple weeks and you're not up with the course, then literally you just go back and get caught up. You can, and I also recommend that people do the homework as well, but then grade it, but then check it in the forum, because the forum answers are posted. So I just recommend that people stay caught up. You just go get caught up again. They're archived.
Follow up to that. Suppose, there's extended periods at the end towards certification when you would take the test. And so you're not ready because something's going on at that time. Can you roll over to the, continue with the next class? That's
No. You're getting it now. I cannot possibly have, oh, I got busy, I'm going to take it again. No. You have to show up. It's a professional course. We show up, professionally, and you get to take the certification course this year. If you miss it, you can have a makeup exam, and it's like $79 just because I have to pay. I have to do it, but it's just like any other college course. You wouldn't look. Think of this like a college course, okay? You go through a college. In fact, it's better because if you miss these times in the college, you miss it. You miss the course. You don't miss the course here. The dates of the exam are well publicized. You get 3 days to answer 100 questions. There's absolutely no excuse to not take the exam. Actually, there just isn't. It's announced months in advance. It'll be like June 27th through the 30th or something of next year. You have months to know that it's coming, and it's 3 full days to answer 100 questions. There's absolutely no excuse to not take the exam. None. So, again, and it's not me being hard, but we just have, look, again, we show up professionally and make it so that it's there for you. And again, the exam, it's like a review of the whole course. And again, we're not trying to sort of, trick anybody or whatever. Some of them, look, I took those ACFA exams, and, I don't even like those kind of exams. I hate sitting for those exams. I had 3 hours to answer 100 questions, and like the pressure of everything on you to like answer these, and in fact, it's just simply based on how much you can remember, how good your memory is. That's the whole criteria of those tests. How good your memory is, And again, it's fine. I'm not criticizing it, but I didn't want to do that kind of an exam. This exam is 3 days to be able to apply what you learned. You can use all the course material. You log in, and you have 3 days to answer these, to answer these 100 questions. And most of them are, if not one, most of them are one-word answers, but you have to think. And you have to understand the material. Some of it is analysis. Some of it is just, what you should know by finishing the course. Again, this material is not just me selling you a bunch of courses and then it's done. It's actually a resource that you can use for the rest of your life. And frankly, it is. Because I have students now who go back into the course over and over again, even now. I mean, from like 5 years ago. I track the logs, and people log into the course who took it 5 years ago and check back in with this and that and this and that. What's that again? How do you do that again? What's the calculation of that? It's a remarkable resource, just of everything I've gathered for you. And so, again, we're showing up professionally, and you have to show up professionally as well. We've gone even beyond that. You miss a couple weeks, get caught up. And again, even now, people travel and whatnot. Everybody has a couple hours per week to stay up on it. And by the way, if you don't, then don't. Then let it go for a couple weeks and get caught back up again. Do a kind of binge learning weekend to get caught back up. That's fine. I do that. I take courses all the time. Sometimes I don't have the headspace and I know, okay, I'll get back to it. I have to focus on this. And then I can just kind of get into a sort of binge learning mode and get caught back up. And I don't even have the support in those courses. A lot of them are like business courses. I don't even have the support that you're going to get because you have an unlimited forum to ask questions all the time, even if you're not staying up. We're at your disposal, at your beck and call for 9 months. You have me and my staff who I trained there to make sure that you learn. The only reason you won't is because you won't. It's not because we're not going to do everything we can to make sure you do. So this is the way it's been designed. So, again, this is why I wanted to get on these calls and just kind of answer your questions, because I say it 100 times in the videos and all that, but people still, it's so hard for people to get like, oh, but what if I get busy? Oh, but I might travel, but oh. And you're used to thinking like, what if I'm not local? It's the internet. It's okay. So where do you live, Elizabeth?
Just moved from Maryland to Carlsbad.
Maryland. Well, I lived in Maryland, right? I'm from Maryland, right?
I know that.
Where in Maryland was it?
I was born in Baltimore.
Well, where were you living?
In Boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, up to 70. So my husband just retired in June. June 1st, we moved to Carlsbad.
Oh, great. Carlsbad?
Yeah, so I'm close to you, and Divine Mother is my guru, but Kuruna Mai.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm in San Diego, so yeah, you're not far away now.
Yeah, I thought you're in San Francisco.
I'm in San Diego now.
No kidding.
Yeah. So see, one of the other great advantages, and I'm just going to say this because it is a great advantage.
Where?
So the other great advantage I want to say this is because people who register and go through the course are also invited to literally like members only, certification course only, in-person classes. And they're in San Diego because that's where I live. But again, these are like intensive learning experiences because you've already learned with me. And we did one we did one about a month and a half ago on the nakshatras, and it was just mind-blowing because it's all just students that have studied with me. So I don't have to spend all this time teaching all this beginning material again. Like when I go to conferences, I got to spend so much time just preparing what I'm going to teach because I never just start launching into teaching something. I always teach the foundation first and ... But with you guys who have gone through the certification course, you've already been prepared. You've already heard this, so I don't have to spend all that time. I can just launch right into like the pure juice. And so it's a great advantage, particularly if you're in Carlsbad, because it's not even far for you.
Yeah.
But so again, very auspicious to have these courses forever, have my attention and the attention of my staff for like 9 months, be invited, because there will be at least one, if not two, in-person classes where only students are invited. And that's students from all the years. So for instance, level 1, level 2 students, it'll be about 400, 500 students by the end of this year that have registered and that are qualified to come. So here in San Diego last month we had about 22 people, which in the middle of the summer is a pretty good crowd. But we'll do one probably in February, January, February, or March. We'll probably get 30, 40 people, all of us who have just learned this, and it's a great learning experience. Very tight satsang. Again, I'm not even talking about all those benefits of the transformative group experience, literally with all of these people. Someone just registered. Uh-oh, someone just registered. Who was it? I bet it was somebody from this call. They got the call, and they said, whoa, I have things that pop up. And, but no, so it's a great experience. Yes, somebody. It might have been the dude who left. Yeah, somebody listened. I think it was the guy who was here. I think it was Xavier. Anyway, somebody did. But anyway, so we have, there's a lot of great advantages of getting the course that are just intangible. The transformative group experience is hard to describe. You just have to go through it. And again, what I would recommend people do is read the testimonials from the page that I showed you. Sorry about that. Thank you. So I love, Karen was going.
I'm trying to remember my sign language. Like, how do I?
Awesome. No, but what happened is I was just showing you I was sharing the screen. I must have accidentally muted myself, but I was sharing the screen and saying that what you should do is actually listen to the testimonials of a few of the people and listen to the way they describe it. Okay. Because it's this whole like transformative group experience that I could have 50 videos like that if I wanted, but at some point, I put enough, a few on there. But so this is really what I wanted to share with everyone, just to let you know that it's still available. We are going to be, of course, the class is going to start in, it starts on the 27th, which is that's 15 days from now. So like in 2 weeks, the first class gets released on, it's a Wednesday. So between now and then, I'll probably going to have it open for at least the next several days to the next week. But again, there could be 20 people register in the next week, because again, once we start getting closer and closer to that deadline, I'm probably going to advertise that after the 20th, that I'm closing it on the 20th or something, just because I can't be sure. And it might even stop before that. But anyway, that's probably what I'll put up. I'm going to send out a message to everybody tomorrow. Usually when it starts grinding down to this moment, people are like, okay, I get it. We're running out of time. And so that also starts to really force the last, it would force the last 10 or 15 anyway, but I decided to extend it a little bit because, as I said at the beginning, all these planets changing signs. I know people have been sort of hesitant a little bit, so I wanted to loosen that a little bit. And so everyone is unmuted. Anyone else have any questions?
Oops, hello, hello.
Yeah, Shelley.
Hi. I think I'd like to go ahead and register. I wasn't sure, how do I go about doing that?
So there's a link right now in your chat. Do you see the link that says Vedic?
I do.
Just click it, and if you click it and you click register, you'll scroll right down to the thing.
When I look there, I'm getting, okay, I can look and see.
There's a thing that says register now. Do you see that?
Yeah, I clicked on that and it's not working for me.
What do you mean it's not working for you? It's not scrolling you down to the page where you can register?
Well, I clicked register and it says on hold at the moment. That's what I'm getting.
Is that what everybody's getting?
Yeah, I don't even see it. I have a tablet, so
Okay, if you're on a tablet, maybe not. Okay, so try the one I just posted.
That's
There
the
we
one.
go.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's
Oop.
see.
There, it left.
Do you see that?
Okay, I'm going to try this one. Hold on.
Hi, it's Sam, and I would love to personally teach you
You
Vedic
say you'd love to personally teach me.
September.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
Okay, so do you see that, the payment button there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should. I mean, even the button at the top of that page where the video starts, it says register now. When you click register now, it should scroll you to that point in the page. But I just sent you the link that's right to the register button. So you can make your selection from there and select, whether you want the full payment, the 2 payment, or the 4.
No, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm still getting that. I clicked on the link you just sent me.
And what are you getting? Are you on a regular computer?
I'm on a regular computer.
Is anyone else not getting that?
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I'm on a tablet.
So it should work on tablet too. It's just a link to that point in the page. So I'll make sure and
Well, I was going to register anyway. I was just listening to you.
so Shelley, what are you getting? Because I'm interested to see what's not happening because it's a simple link to the pay section of the page.
Okay, so when I go, oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay. Yes.
You know what happened was I was scrolling up because your video was starting,
Yeah.
so I didn't have it, and that's where the problem
Okay.
was. All right, I got it. Yay.
That's fine. Well, no, it's really important for me to know because I'm very tech savvy, and I'm sure sometimes. So what I'm going to do is send something out that's just right there, where that whole kind of that pay section is right at the top.
Sounds good.
I try to make it so that it's and usually people scroll right to it, but I'm going to make it very simple, and I'll send that out so that people can find it much easier. But anyone else have questions? Kamala?
Well, I was pulling up something and now I can't see any of you, but that's okay. I don't need to see you. It's fine. I don't, was it just the first level or does it include the whole program?
This is level 1.
Okay. So are all the levels the same? Where do the price brackets go on that?
Actually, level 2, which would be next year, level 2 is a little less expensive. Level 2 is like $759. It's about 150 less.
Okay, it's 1 and 2. There is no 3, right?
There is also a 3, but that's private tutoring with me.
Got it.
So after someone graduates level 2, only until they graduate level 2, then they just get private tutoring with me because it's just at that point it's just too hard to put together a curriculum. It's more like specialized training.
Right. I understand.
And I'm actually thinking of putting together what would be a level 3 now that I've had. See, there's always like a sort of pull to. You have to wait till you get enough graduates. So I have about 45 or 50. No, it's actually more than that. It's probably about 60 level 2 graduates now. So I would be able to pull together an accelerated program just for the level. You usually figure about half will wind up doing it. So again, I don't want to do something unless I get 20 or 30 people in it. So that's why I don't offer the curriculum yet.
Mm-hmm.
So so I'm actually thinking of doing it this year for the level 3 and just sort of teach that. And that's really, I'm looking forward to it because I'm actually looking forward to teaching some really advanced stuff too. And I don't get to teach it that often. That's one of the reasons. So does anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
No. Very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
so was it good to get walked through it like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Put up some things.
So I'm looking at the thing. I don't see that anyone else has registered yet. Did anyone register yet and it didn't come through on my end yet?
I don't have a thing on here to get there.
Let's see.
Kelly, did you do it yet? Because
Let's see. It should be coming through now,
Oh, okay.
hopefully.
There it is.
Yay. Okay.
I'm going to register. I just need to decide which payment plan.
Okay. That's fine.
Probably by the end of the day.
So,
Shelley Vlasek. Shelley Vlasek.
Yes.
Awesome. And was that Tammy that said you're going to register that you need to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get out of here to do it. So.
No, that's fine. So if it's a tablet, I thought it should work on a tablet, but I don't really know how tablets.
Yeah, all I see is all your face and everything, and then Sam Jeppy down here, and then recording up there. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so you're probably not seeing the chat or something on the tablet. So,
No.
Anyway, that's fine. And so I'm looking to see if you have. So do you see the chat, Tammy?
I see you, and then I see me down here in the corner. That's
Okay.
it.
All right. All right. That's fine. I just wanted to get your email address so I know
There it is.
to send it to you. So I'll make sure and look for your email address, Tammy, and make sure
Okay.
you get the link. Yeah, and I'll send it to you and look at it on a computer, and then
Yeah.
and it should actually work on the tablet as well. See, the problem with tablets is they use the proprietary browsers, and those browsers aren't always up to speed.
Yeah.
So if it's a Mac tablet, Safari is always a little bit sploochy.
Oh,
Sometimes
I've got the Android.
Android, well, that's a Google, so it's probably a pretty good browser there. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure. It's probably something with the Zoom technology that you're seeing now. But when you open my email messages on your tablet, you probably see it pretty well, right?
Yeah, I do.
So so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
Wonderful. So anyone,
Okay.
So anyone else have any questions or whatever?
No, I'm going to go ahead and go and register, so I'll see you later.
Okay, good. Well, thank you all very much, and you'll be seeing a lot of each other too in the course. But there'll be like 50 screens.
Wow.
All right, folks.
Okay.
Register too.
All right. Well, I'll see you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.